Okay, so get this. A 1-year-old baby ends up in the hospital, seriously ill.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the doctors, they can't figure out what's wrong.
Mm.
But what they eventually find is way worse than anyone could have thought. It turns out this baby's own mother, an influencer in Australia, is accused of, get this, poisoning her.
Poisoning her own baby.
Yeah, and the police, they think she did it for attention and to get money from her followers online. It's crazy, right?
That's insane.
So we've got a bunch of news articles here, and we're going to really break down this whole crazy story.
Okay, so what's really messed up about this, right, is that it wasn't just a one-time thing. This seems like it was planned out, you know?
Right.
The baby was in the hospital back in October 2025.
Right.
And that's when the doctors, they started getting suspicious.
Yeah.
So the police, they start investigating, right?
Yeah.
And this investigation, it went on for months. They were doing medical tests and like really looking into everything. And what they found basically was that this woman, she had a whole system for how she was doing this.
So what exactly did they find? What was she doing?
Okay, so this woman, she's 34 years old from Queensland. And the police, they're saying she was giving her baby all these different medications, like prescription drugs, over-the-counter stuff.
Seriously?
Yeah, some of it was even leftover medicine from someone else who lived with them.
Oh, wow.
So she'd give the baby these meds, and then, get this, she'd film the baby, like, really suffering.
Oh, my God.
Then she'd post these videos online to get people to feel sorry for her, and then ask for money, donations.
Donations? For what?
For the baby's treatment, of course. And she was using GoFundMe and probably other sites like that.
So it sounds like she was trying to trick everyone?
Exactly. Like, she wanted her followers to think this was a really sick kid, and she was just a desperate mom trying to help.
And she also wanted to fool the doctors, too, right?
Oh, for sure. Using that leftover medicine, that was definitely a way to try and throw them off.
Did it work? I mean, did she get away with it for a while?
Well, yeah, actually. I mean, she raised something like $60,000.
That's like, what, almost 40 grand in US dollars?
Yeah, around that.
Just by pretending her baby was sick.
Straight messed up.
It's beyond messed up. It makes you wonder, like, how much of what we see online is real anymore. I mean, there's so much pressure to, like, present this perfect life, you know?
Totally. This case is like a really extreme example of that. It's like this dark side of being an influencer where people might do almost anything for likes and followers.
And money, too.
Right. And, you know, for the baby, at least, it seems like she's safe now and doing okay.
Oh, thank goodness. But what about all those people who donated? I mean, they thought they were helping a sick kid, but it was all a lie.
Yeah, it's a huge betrayal.
And it really hurts legitimate online fundraising. Like, what about those families who actually need help?
It's definitely a big problem. Cases like this, they make people hesitant to trust anyone online.
Right, because how do you tell who's genuine and who's just trying to scam you?
Exactly. It's like, you know, GoFundMe, they're trying to give everyone their money back.
They are.
Yeah. But, you know, even if they can do that, it's hard to get back that trust, you know?
Totally. I mean, this whole thing just makes me think, like, how do we even know what to believe online anymore? There's so much information coming at us from every direction.
It's overwhelming, right? It's hard to know what's real and what's fake, especially when you see something like this that's so emotionally charged.
Exactly. Like, you want to believe that a mother would never do something like this to her child.
Right.
So you just automatically trust the story. And this poor baby, she was caught in the middle of it for months. It breaks your heart.
It really does. But, you know, while sites like GoFundMe, they need to do more to protect people from being scammed, it also comes down to us, you know?
What do you mean?
Like, we have to be smarter about what we believe online.
But how? How do you do that?
Well, first, we need to question everything. Like, who's posting this? What's their motivation?
Okay.
And then try to verify the information. Like, is there any proof that what they're saying is true? Don't just take things at face value.
Right.
Look deeper, you know, think critically.
That makes sense. It's scary to think that this is happening. And this woman, she's facing some serious charges now.
Oh, yeah. We're talking torture, giving poison, making child exploitation material, and fraud.
It's just unbelievable.
And it shows you how dangerous things can get online. Like, people create these personas, these online personalities, but you never really know what's going on behind the screen.
Right. It's like it's a whole other world with its own rules. And sometimes those rules, they don't protect people the way they should.
That's true.
So I guess what we've learned from all of this is that we need to be careful online.
Yeah.
We can't just believe everything we see.
For sure.
We have to be skeptical, and we have to be critical thinkers, and we have to remember that real people can be hurt by all of this.
Exactly. And, as a society, we have to figure out how to make the online world a safer place. Like, how do we support people who are genuinely vulnerable without letting them be exploited?
It's a tough question.
It is.
But it's one we need to answer.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left wondering, how can we, each of us, help create a more ethical online world?
That's a good question to think about.
Because, ultimately, it's up to us to decide what kind of online world we want to live in.
You got that right.
One where people can be themselves and be safe.
Yeah.
One where we can trust each other.
And where we can help each other, genuinely help.
Exactly. So let's all think about that, and let's all do our part to make it happen.
I'm with you on that.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It was definitely a heavy one.
It was.
But hopefully it's made us all a little more aware of the challenges and the responsibilities that come with being online.
I think it has.
And, maybe, just maybe, it'll inspire us to make some positive changes.